Hello, welcome back. WRT 1050 class. Today's video, we're going to talk about the reading about rhetoric. We're going to take a look at it and kind of, again, hit some of the highlights and talk a little bit about rhetoric. So from the course page, you hit the About Rhetoric tab. It'll bring you up to this source here, and then we'll click it again, and it'll bring us to the the article itself, if you will. And so this is written by Professor Jim Nugent. He is a member of our faculty here at Oakland University, and I love this. I love his treatment here of rhetoric and how he talks about that rhetoric isn't necessarily just one thing. A lot of times we have in our minds as rhetoric is Aristotle's big definition, which is it's about persuasion, right? It's about being able to persuade others, and especially in today's climate too, we might think about the politician's rhetoric. And that's not always necessarily true. Rhetorical analysis has to do a lot more with the effectiveness of a communicative event or communication. In this case, we're going to be analyzing articles. So we'll take a look at, when you take a look at those, and you select your article, and we'll dive into those. But so it gives a good background here of rhetoric, and the things I really want to kind of point out to you as far as thinking about how we want to think about rhetoric. We'll think about this in several different ways, especially in this class. We're going to talk about the rhetorical triangle, or sometimes it's called the rhetorical situation, and how these three basic elements, at least as far as the rhetorical triangle is concerned, are then kind of encapsulated in what we call context. And so the context of a situation is in this case, the outer green circle here, right? And so that's a lot of times when we were talking about the rhetorical situation for the rhetorical analysis assignment, you've got a writer or an author has a purpose, right? That's the rhetor, right? This person right here, the rhetor, would be you, right? You're going to be the author, or it's the author of the, in this case, when we're doing a rhetorical analysis, the author of the article. Then you have an intended audience, right? Our audience it's written to, and that is all taken up around a context. And in the middle here is the text, the thing that's created, right? In my case right here, so what's my context here? I am the rhetor in this case. I'm delivering something to you. My purpose is to explain, give you kind of an overview, preview of this rhetorical article that you're about to read for this class. My audience, WRT 1050 students. The text that I'm creating is this video, and it's within the context of we are in a course. And this course requires that we get to a certain level and understand certain things to write rhetorical analysis paper, because these are good skills that we can have, that we can take with us and apply in other classes, as well as just apply in life, right? So this is the rhetorical situation, even of just the creation of this video. So it gives us a good idea of context, and then we talk about the three rhetorical appeals, and some of you may or may not be familiar with these, ethos, pathos, logos, or starting here with logos. It refers to like reason, logic, and purported fact. We have pathos. We're talking about the emotion that comes out of our audience. And then ethos, we have the credibility of the authority or the character of the author that has written, right, or put the piece together. I have, maybe a certain level of, I have to have a certain level of authority or character, or reach a certain ethos, or the university wouldn't let me teach the class. That's my ethos, right? By way of example. All right. And then some additional considerations, and Jim does a really good job here of talking about the logos, pathos, and logos, pathos, and ethos kind of in tandem with one another, kind of how they work with one another. This will be extremely helpful for you, not only for this weekend's discussion posts, but also for your paper, because we're going to really draw heavily from what Jim has put together here to help us think about putting our rhetorical analysis together. Okay. But I do encourage you to give this a good read, maybe even once or twice. It will come it's so handy for you for this rhetorical analysis project. All right, guys, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk again very, very, very soon. In fact, here in a few minutes. Okay, bye now.